What's up fish friends, it's Alex here, your friendly reef dog, and today I'm going to tell you my top 7 reefing YouTube channels. I'll tell you what the channel's about, why I like it so much, and I'll tell you my favourite video on each channel. Before we get into that though, if you're new to the channel, I put out a video every Friday at 4 PM with tips on how to set up and maintain an awesome reef tank. So if that's your goal, have a think about subscribing. Right, let's take a look. First up is Eat Sleep Reef with 13,000 subscribers. Much like my channel, Eat Sleep Reef talks through his experiences on how to get the best out of a reef tank. Only Eat Sleep Reef has a fully established showcase tank to back it up. Many of the videos on Eat Sleep Reef are shots of his awesome mixed reef under blue lights. Only the colours aren't washed out as you might expect, so you get pure visual indulgence, which at the end of the day is what aquarium videos should be all about. And the videos are presented with a relaxing and straight down the line voice, which makes it very easy watching. My favourite video is called Making an Amazing Zoa Garden and has clocked up 69,000 views. It's 12 minutes of pure fluorescent coral eye candy, and for me, setting up an awesome Zoa Garden should be at the top of every new hobbyist's to-do list. Next up is a massively underrated channel called Reefs with 10,000 subscribers. The new presenter for Reefs is Richard, and lately he has to have been one of the hardest working vloggers in the hobby, having done numerous videos on Reefer, which is great for those of us who can't attend. But they also have a really cool back catalogue of care guides on all sorts of corals. Those are presented by Chris from ACI Aquaculture, who seems to know a thing or two about growing coral, and they're a fantastic reference guide for everything from zoas to Montipora to Aquapora. But my favourite video is their overview of clams. It's racked up 69,000 views, and I reckon half of those were for me when I was researching my first clam. Clams are fantastic creatures that aren't always that hard to keep, and that video is a great place to start your research. At number 5, we say hello to my fellow Brit Ryan at Prestige Reef with 33,000 subscribers. Prestige Reef rose from the ashes of Miss Saltwater Tank and covers a wide range of topics including reviews and care guidance on various fishies. But he also likes to answer questions nobody asked.
We all know by now that I like to think too much, and once again I'm going to ramble on about a question that no one ever asked.
Which I guarantee will get your grey matter working. And that's what I like about Prestige Reef. Ryan talks about things that other people don't and always has an interesting perspective. Plus, he's looking to get into agriculture, which is something the hobby needs much more of. My favourite video on Prestige Reef is called Is Fish Keeping Ethical? With 12,000 views. It's another thinker from Ryan that presents balanced information in a way that invites you to think about the moralities of keeping wild fish in a box. At number 4 on the list is Jake Adams of Reef Builders with 57,000 subscribers. Reef Builders covers just about every topic you can imagine, from product reviews to the latest news from the hobby, as well as advice and guidance from an experienced reefer. I love the variety of content on Reef Builders and that they actively engage across social media and on their own website. They also get behind the scenes access to some awesome places like Worldwide Corals in the States and White Corals in Germany. But my favourite segments they do are when they show you around amazing display tanks from other hobbyists. Standout tanks include Mike's Killer Nano Reef, which is about as awesome a nano reef as you're likely to see, and Luis Rosa's Red Sea Reefer, which is a great example of what you can achieve with one of the most popular tanks on the market. But the best video on the channel, in my humble opinion, is the tour of Jason Fox's coral farm with a whopping 244,000 views. The tanks on display there are absolutely mind-blowing, and if you're currently weighing up whether or not to get into the hobby, I guarantee watching that video will tip you over the edge. First on the podium then, with 44,000 subscribers, is Inappropriate Reefer. Mochi is a really passionate aquarist who makes genuinely entertaining videos on all things salty. He does advice and guidance videos, vlogs about his journey as an aquarist, and he ran a hugely successful series about how to set up a reef tank for $146. His personality is what makes the channel. You just can't help but like the guy. He's also very honest and open about his experiences, both good and bad, which makes him feel more relatable and more trustworthy. My favourite video on the channel with 17,000 views in its first week is 15 Tips from YouTubers. The title is fairly self-explanatory, and it's a great example of a video that's both entertaining and informative, as well as being a great example of an idea for a video I wish I thought of first. And the runner-up on my favourite list of fishy YouTubers with 36,000 subscribers is Mad Hatter's Reef. Jeff's channel is a great one for advice and guidance, but what keeps me coming back is that he just seems like an absolutely lovely bloke. There's no BS in the way he presents, and he has a calm and authoritative voice. He's also a fellow baldy, which bumps him right up my list. And lists are what I love about Mad Hatter's Reef. If you like lists, which you probably do given you're watching this video, then you will love Jeff. I've never seen so many top 10s in all my life, and he's even done a top 10 reefing YouTubers video, something I didn't realise until I started scripting this video. My favourite video of Jeff's is top 10 saltwater fish mistakes with 56,000 views. And I love this video because it helps new reefers avoid the troubles they would otherwise have to experience for themselves, which makes it more likely that those newbies will stay in the hobby. And the #1 reefing channel on YouTube is of course BRstv with 173,000 subscribers. For my money, BRS are Reef Aquarium pioneers here on YouTube. They run tests in the most scientific manner I've seen in the hobby on absolutely everything you could hope to see. And although they have a vested interest in selling products, you never get the sense you're being given a sales pitch. Instead, they reveal honest and interesting information that seems like it's solely there to help you. And Ryan and Randy just come across as passionate hobbyists who love to share knowledge. But that alone isn't enough to keep people watching, and what I go back for every week is Ryan and Randy's smiling faces and upbeat voices. It's not easy to be as engaging as these two, and you can see how hard they've worked at it if you look back at some of their earlier videos, which were just as informative, but without the added pizzazz you get now. At the time of writing, they have 931 videos on the channel, so choosing a favourite is impossible. But instead, my vote goes to their 52 weeks of reefing series, which is by far the most in-depth beginner reefing guide on the internet. And it will tell you everything you need to know about setting up a saltwater tank. So there you have it then, those are my 7 favourite reefing YouTube channels. There are loads of other great channels out there as well, and I'd like to give a quick shout out to 3 more that didn't quite make the cut. There's my fellow Brit Aaron's Aquarium, there's the knowledgeable Mr Saltwater Tank, and there is Tidal Gardens with fantastic quality video footage. But I'd love to hear what your favourite channels are, so let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed that, give me a thumbs up and subscribe for next Friday's video, and until next time, happy reefing. That was a top 7, right? And I just added on 3 more. Why don't we just do a top 10?